Hi, Dolly's here again. Before we move into working with the gesso mask, we are going to work with one more feature that you could do with your mask, in this case the black mask. You could also do it with the gesso, and I'll show you how to do it. You just need to do a few extra steps. We are using Mergen's Pink Reptile Designs freebie for our art journal, and this is mask number 2. And all I did was open up the mask, and then I'm going to go to image. I'm going to select image size, and for brushes for CS5 or lower versions, and for Photoshop Elements I think 11 and lower versions, you cannot define a brush that is bigger than 2500 pixels. So we are going to look here. The width is the largest number here, so we want to make sure that it doesn't surpass 2500. I'm going to click OK. This is going to change our size of our mask. And then we're going to go to edit, and we're going to do define brush preset. And you're going to give it a name, and you're going to hit OK. I already saved it, so I'm not going to save it again. And then you go to the paper or the project where you want to use it. You go up, you click on your brush tool, you click here to select your brush, and here is my brush. I saved it as PRD_mask black, and I have an opacity of 100%. So there you see it. There, that is your new brush, and it is exactly the same as your mask. So now this is the maximum size, it's 2500, but you can make it smaller by clicking either here in your slider on the brush panel, or you could do left square bracket, it makes it smaller. Right square bracket makes it larger until it reaches 2500 pixels. You could also flip it X or Y. So this is our brush, and if I flip it on X, then, or if I flip it on Y axis, this is what I get. See, this is just by creating a mask, this mask into a brush. So we are going to delete that. We're going to create a new one. You could also, I don't know if you guys have ever used this panel. I love the brush panel. This new brush panel in CS5. It's really good. You can rotate here. You could take these little circles and make the mask be like squished. I would say it that way. Again, that's just the angle and the roundness, which is at 100% regular. So these are different things that you could do, and then from here you could do the same thing that we were doing before, which was just to come over here and just mask on the corners, and you could just then lower your opacity, or you can do so many things, because now you can just treat it as a brush. Okay. Now I am going to, before I move to the next one, I wanted to talk about the gesso. So I'm gonna click on the invisible so we don't see any of that, and let's go to the gesso. With the gesso, you could do the same idea as changing it to a brush, but there's a few things that you need to do. First of all, you would have to change this to black and white, and then change the size, and then save it as a brush. Or when you have items that are like this mask that it's white, but you see some crevices where the shadows of the mask created, there's some grays and very light blacks, you could still save this as a brush, doing changing the image to size 2500, and then going to edit and selecting the define brush preset, which I already done. And I just wanted to show you the difference. Since we started with a white mask, with just some differences in gray because of the shadow, you're going to have a very different look than what you got from the black mask. So I am going to select again my brush tool. I already created a brush based on that white gesso, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to select it. It's this white box that you can barely see anything, but if you put your mouse over it, it says PRD_mask2, because that's what I saved it for. I'm going to come here, I'm going to create a new layer, and did you see just some speckles? This is what's going to be. When I press it, I don't know if you guys can see it, I'm going to press twice, 3 times so you see it. Look how there is some texture that is being imprinted over your page. And you can come here and you can flip it so it doesn't look the same everywhere. And then you can flip it again on the X and flip it on the Y axis. You can click twice to have it be a stronger. You can click it 1, you can click 2, 3, 4 times just so you see the difference. So this is a completely different look than what you achieved with the black mask. And then again, you could come here and you could change this to darken, multiply, and just play with them and see how it changes in if you which one you like better. This one is just more blend in, which I really like this look because it's just giving like a extra texture to that wood grain. So something a little bit different, but a complete and different look that I really enjoy. Now I'm going to wrap this one up and we will do a few more things with a mask before we talked about this week's challenge.